Sound okay to me.
Hello, Durud and Shalom, guys. We be live. Don't. All right, guys, we be live. We have, sorry for being late. I was on Ask Haviv Anything show. That's why I'm a bit late. But holy crap, so many things are happening at the same time. Monkey is here to help me out here. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Hi, Monkey.
Hello, the root. Shalom. Hola. Chat. Armin, everybody.
All right, hey, Monkey. If you have a lot of background noise, if you could fix that, that would be great. But guys, there's so many crazy things that are happening that I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna jump right into it. There's like I was gonna talk about Iran, but in the IDF is doing so much. Let me see. It says insane footage of IDF soldiers fighting Hamas in Gaza. The bravery of our soldiers going house to house, room to room to hunt Hamas down while knowing that most of the houses in Gaza have tunnel shafts and are booby trapped by the terrorists. These are heroes. Actually, let me watch this really quickly, making sure that nobody is killed or anything. I think the guns are small enough for me to be able to show. YouTube, again, we are the host and we are not holding any guns. So please do not punish us. I'm going to keep this a bit small so that YouTube doesn't think that we're holding any guns. So again, guys, we have so many military activity happening right now around Israel. So let's just jump right into those and then we go to everything else.
רימון! לא, תגיבון! רימון! תן לו!
Again, YouTube, this is on the news. This is not us. We're not holding any guns. The hosts of this show are not holding any guns. We're just following what the IDF is doing on the news.
מחבל נפל! מחבל אחד! עוד מחבל? קיבלתי! מחבל שני! שיהיה קדימה, תגיד.
זה הגופה של המחבל הראשון, זאת הגופה של המחבל השני, סך הכל שתי מחבלים הרוגים.
Okay, we've got our first super chat already. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Tom, thank you so much for the super chat saying like and subscribe to Liberty Politics. That's very sweet. Thank you so much, Tom, right at the beginning supporting us. Let's go show you. This is... Okay, yeah, so this is in response. These videos are coming out everywhere. This is in response to people saying Israel is bombing tents in Gaza. These are tents in Gaza. So these are from the tents that when they get bombed by Israel, people are saying they're bombing civilian. Okay, and then we have more. Let me see this next video. Guys, so much is happening around Gaza right now. So Emily Schrader posted this video saying 25-meter tunnel uncovered by Israel police in East Jerusalem. Oh, this is East Jerusalem. The tunnel was stocked with weapons. A major attack was stopped. Wait a minute, like where is this? Is a tunnel in East Jerusalem going to from East Jerusalem to where? A planned large-scale attack on Jerusalem was disrupted after Israeli forces found a 25-meter tunnel stocked with explosive and heavy weapons in East Jerusalem village. Israeli authorities say this just happened. Let's look at this tunnel. This happened yesterday.
Yo.
These are odd guns.
חומר נפץ. זה מטען? לא, אני לא נוגע. לא, שים בצד. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday, and again, let's play this one more time. These are the tunnels that are being the IDF. So it's the 16-kilometer underground tunnel, which is the LT Hadar Golden was held, has now been sealed using 30,000 cubic meters of concrete. The tunnel complex included 80 living quarters and served as Hamas terrorist command and control center. The tunnel was located near the Philadelphia corridor and ran beneath a residential neighborhood. A residential neighborhood, mosque, kindergartens, clinics, and school at a UNRWA clinic. Wow! Surprise, surprise!
It's basically a base.
Yeah, a base on an underground base. So, guys, we're making, like, we keep talking about Lebanon, but we're making a lot of progress in Gaza as well. Guys, make sure you like the stream, because a lot of the topics that we're covering, the YouTube algorithm doesn't like this. So please like the stream to undo any negative effect that might have. Wow. What is this? The account that the post that you sent me. Let me see. Monkey, I think that's not accurate. I know who that person is, so that don't trust.
I think they died Thursday.
No, that account is not accurate. That account is that I know who that picture. That picture is not the person that they're saying in that account. So don't trust that account.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know.
Yeah, that account is not trustworthy, and that's false information. Yeah. Let's go look at this. So you might want to sit this one out. Anyways, I'm not going to play that because I don't know if YouTube likes that or not. But YouTube likes it. Guess where this is? Look at this.
Are these the tents?
No. I think the song might be copyrighted. I'll just mute the song. But guys, guess where this is? Who are these people? Monkey, do you know who are these people?
No, they seem to be having a good time.
These are Lebanese people. This is in Lebanon.
Are they celebrating, a normalization of relations, or just having a good time?
Just having a good time. They're just partying.
They don't seem hijabbed.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you the difference between what rules over, the Hezbollah occupation of Lebanon and the Lebanese people. This is what the Lebanese people want. This is how the Lebanese people are. Let me see the caption here. Can't wait for Lebanon to be free from the Islamic occupiers. And there's a long road that goes from Tel Aviv and Beirut and connects the great people of Lebanon and Israel. Yep, that's right. But guys, look at this. This is how the Lebanese people are. They don't deserve to be ruled over by Islam. So there's that. Wait, we got another super chat. Amir is saying, God bless the IDF. Why Monkey not streaming too? Yeah, Monkey, why are you not streaming? Why didn't you connect your channel?
Well, technical difficulties.
Okay. So we'll get it set going next time. He's angry. No, he's happy now.
Oh, I was answering to Amir, and when I use the @ symbol, how you hit Shift 2. Now 2 is the button I have for the sad monkey. So sometimes when I'm talking to someone in chat, it accidentally shifts to the angry monkey. But it's because I was answering to you, Amir, because I want to thank you for your super chat and tell you that we're working on it. We're working on it very hard.
Yeah, okay. You should change the shortcut for getting angry, because every time you're trying to be nice to people, you're going to be angry instead.
I will change that shortcut. It's a good idea.
Anyways, I want to go to Lebanon now. Look at that. I want to be there.
Are you a bit of a dancer? Can you get your groove on?
No, but
That's fine. You can learn. You can learn. It's fine.
yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to do here than dancing. Let me see. We got a super chat by Flishy Interloper saying monkey business. Oh yeah, yes, that's monkey business. Thank you, Flishy. Thank you. Yeah, we'll fix monkey's business and get it running so that I don't know what the technical difficulties are, but I'll set it up and make sure that next time we go live, we're also live on his channel. Yes.
It's mostly me being a monkey, and monkeys are kind of dumb sometimes. So sometimes I'll make mistakes. So it takes a while for monkeys to understand.
Yes. All right, let's look at IDF's progress. This is another one. Another underground Hezbollah military fortress has been dismantled, built on behalf of the Iranian regime. It was packed with tons of weapons and missile launch shafts aimed at Israel. Every dismantled terror complex weakens Iran's grip on Lebanon. So yeah, hopefully we could free the Iranian people and the Lebanese people at the same time. Look at this. Ooh, so guys, this red area is Lebanon. This other area is Israel. This is the tunnel. This is the 8-kilometer tunnel. What the hell? That connected these two. 8 kilometers?
We have seen something like this in America, but it's usually used for trafficking people and drugs.
Jesus. Look at that. Ooh, nice. These are the weapons that were funded by stealing the wealth of the Iranian people, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna go through these Israel updates before we go to Iran updates. Just wanted to show you guys, I just wanted everybody here to be up to date. Let me make sure the next video is okay to show. So we have some killing, I think, going on, right? Yeah, so the IDF posted this. The Air Force under Shin Bet guidance attacked yesterday and eliminated this guy with this giant-ass long name, Mahmoud Fatih Abd al-Hay Abu Fakhir. Oh, my God. Commander of the Yebna Battalion in Rafah Brigade of the military wing of the Hamas terror organization. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of this. He was basically cutleted.
Did you say he was with the Yubna battalion?
Yebna.
Okay, that's like a Star Wars song also.
Okay, so this is him, and he's dead now.
I want to sing the Yubnub song, in celebration.
Let's look at his elimination. That was him right there. And now
that's pretty cool. That's kind of awesome.
Thank you, Israel. Oh, wait, I can see him. Look at it. That's him. You see them? Look, he's moving. Look at this. This is right before. Okay. All right, let's go to Iran now because we have been talking about this. Let's just get an update on Iran. And guys, I'm going to now pay attention to your comments in the chat. So let me know what your opinions are about the recent updates as we go through, and we're going to respond to your opinions, okay, as well. So keep us. Let me star your question, especially if it's a question. I will star them so I can respond to them.
Happening today in the Middle East, U.S. and Iranian officials will return to the negotiating table in Qatar after a tense weekend threatened to put their peace deal at risk. Iran's president now saying his country will honor the agreement if the U.S. does the same. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Inks joins us live in Tel Aviv with the details. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Todd, good morning. High-level talks will take place today in Doha, Qatar, aimed at advancing the Memorandum of Understanding between the United States and Iran. U.S. Special Envoys Kushner and Witkoff will be in attendance and are expected to meet directly with the Qatari Prime Minister, according to a diplomat familiar with the talks. Technical talks about the MOU are then scheduled to take place on Wednesday.
Meeting in Doha is going to be
I see a question regarding the Kurdish separatist groups. I will respond to it. Let me just get an update on this, the Doha meeting. And so everybody is on the same page. I will respond to you.
Take place on Wednesday.
Meeting in Doha is going to be perhaps important, perhaps not. We're going to find out. But we're winning militarily. It's almost won militarily, I would say. And it's really very simple. It's the denuclearization of Iran. We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon, and they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that, in all fairness.
Iranian officials have indicated that no direct talks will take place between the United States and Iran while in Doha, but did confirm that a delegation will be traveling to Qatar. The 60-day window is meant to iron out the details of Iran's nuclear program and keep the Strait of Hormuz open. President Trump has indicated he reserves both military and diplomatic options after that time period. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian posted to X saying mutual understanding is a two-way street. If the American side adheres to the agreement, we will also fulfill our commitments. Our approach to unreasonable saber-rattling and baseless threats is to rely on rationality and human dignity in decision-making and to defend decisively and fearlessly when it comes time to act. Now, Iran's president did not mention Iranian attacks on the Strait of Hormuz that took place late last week and over the weekend. We're also tracking developments here in Israel, where Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz spoke to reporters yesterday. He indicated the IDF has been instructed to prepare an independent Israeli operation against Iran and remains on alert. Katz said that Israel would strike Iran with force if more missiles are launched by Iran. The bottom line here, the ceasefire.
So this is a big deal. Are we seeing Israel going its own way, independent from United States? Basically, this level of determination. What is this messaging from Israel? Are they basically saying that independent of what United States does, they're going to basically do whatever is needed to stop the Islamic Republic? Is that your understanding? Because that's my understanding.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't be tied our hands by them, and they shouldn't be tied. They shouldn't have their hands tied by us. I think there's also an election going on, so that kind of messaging kind of plays to the crowd. But it's logical. Like, we can be friends and coordinate, and maybe I can help you with some satellite stuff. You want to look at stuff? Hey, you want to buy some guns? I got great guns. But us determining what they do, no, they have elected their leaders so that their leaders will do for them, not what we elected, just like us.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to respond to this comment over here in the chat. Oh, before I do that, let me actually respond to the super chat. Fleshy Interloper saying U.S. still escorting ships through Oman Channel, gradually taking the Strait card. Fantastic. What are the oil prices at? Guys, all of that military operation, all of that escalation in the Strait of Hormuz led to nothing. Oh my God, we're back to under $73, like just a little bit under. So none of that. Look at this. Oh, this is so beautiful. We're 72.98, 15% down month over month. So that means that even military escalations around the Persian Gulf is not good enough to bring the prices of oil up. This basically shows that the Islamic Republic doesn't really have that much of a strong card to play with the Strait of Hormuz, which only leaves it the enriched uranium plus its proxies in Iraq and Lebanon, which right now United States is working on those. So that's where we are at with the Islamic Republic, which is really good progress. I do want to respond to this comment by this person in the chat saying there are over 70 million Kurds living on their own land. Are they entitled to having an independent state? No, nobody is entitled to have their independent state, especially if it comes at the cost of violating the border integrities of other countries. A free Kurdistan means violating the borders of 4 countries: Iraq, Syria, Turkey, and Iran. So if so-called free Kurdistan is a violation of international law. What the Kurdish people are entitled to is to be able to live at peace with equal rights with all other citizens. Giving people an independent nation state based on their ethnicity, just because they have their own separate ethnicity, doesn't make any sense, especially given that Iranian Kurds are very much part of the rest of the country. So if you could go make a nation state without bloodshed and without violating other people's rights, go ahead and do that. But if your nation state comes at the violation of other people's rights, then no, go fuck yourself. And no, nobody's entitled to an independent state. Why would people be entitled to a nation state. You either have one, or you don't. If you don't have one, then you respect other people's border integrity, and if you don't, we'll crush your movement and we'll bury you into the ground. Come and try. Like the Iranian people and the Kurdish Iranian people, the Iranian Kurds will crush you. Like, we don't even need, oh, this is great. So you can see this person is really butthurt over what I'm saying. He's saying separatist, ridiculous. Well, you're actually retarded, because obviously a free Kurdistan requires a separatist movement from other countries. And this person who's a Kurdish separatist is saying, fuck Iran. Thank you for exposing yourself. This is exactly what I'm saying. So the Free Kurdistan movement is an anti-Iranian movement. And good luck with standing against Iran. The Iranian people will destroy your movement. And we don't even need all of Iran to crush the terrorist, communist, Kurdish separatist movement. The Kurdish, patriotic Kurdish Iranians will bury you into the ground themselves. Like, we don't even need all of Iran to fight against you. The Kurdish Iranians alone are enough to fight against you and stop your terroristic Kurdish communist separatist movement.
I think he's triggered in the chat. He's very triggered. This is very sad. An American take on this, like, you don't have to violate the nation you live in's border integrity. If you have a town, you redistrict, you make your district, you make sure you're within your constitution, and that's what we have. States have states' rights and a federal right. I don't know if that's the system where you are in one of those four corners, but if you can have a group within a state that doesn't violate the central laws of the state's not going to have a problem with you. Right? If instead of trying to break off, you just have your community and get along with the other communities, you're not going to have a problem. But when you try to take a piece of the land that's already part of a nation state, and you try to, like, this is what we call a secession, you're trying to secede from the central government, you're always going to have a problem. That's always going to be a problem.
Yeah, but guys, this is a genuinely a Marxist terrorist movement. The Kurdish separatists are Marxist terrorists. The Kurdish separatists are Marxists. Like, look at this. This is really good. So the same people who say free Kurdistan, this is the same people, this is the same delusion that says free Palestine. Free Kurdistan and free Palestine is the same sickness, it's the same disease, is the same retarded revolutionary movement that is leftist, that is Marxist, that is anti-patriotic. And remember, this is a good lesson for everybody who's watching us here. The people who say free Kurdistan are the same people who say fuck Iran. So free Kurdistan says fuck Iran. So when I say the free Kurdistan movement is anti-Iran, so free Kurdistan to Iranians are the same as free Palestine to Israel. Okay, so when you hear free Kurdistan, that movement that says free Kurdistan is the relationship of that to Iran is the same as the relationship of free Palestine to Israel. These are terrorists. These are separatists. These fuckers have killed more Kurds than the Islamic Republic or any other person. The Free Kurdistan movement has killed more Kurdish people than they have killed any other group of people. They killed their own people. They killed their own people. They killed their own people more than they killed ISIS, more than they killed the Islamic Republic. These people are terrorists, and they are willing to shed so much blood for their so-called delusional Free Kurdistan movement. There has never been a Kurdistan as a country, and there never will be one. And here's the reason: because of people like Nina in the chat saying we Kurds are Iranian. Exactly. Hands off the Kurdish Iranian people. The Kurdish Iranian people will never recognize you, and they will never be part of your movement, and they're your biggest enemies. Go on.
Well, that's if a section of Cuban Americans decided, no, we're going to secede and become part of Cuba. That doesn't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? You're crazy Marxist purity testing each other and killing each other. It's delusional. Like, I think it's insanity.
Yeah, it's insanity. Yeah. You guys will never succeed. And when IRGC fights their people, we wish them and you good luck in killing each other as much as possible. Both of your numbers will go down. We watch back and enjoy terrorists versus terrorists. The whole world wins when IRGC and Kurdish separatist movements fight against each other. Terrorists fighting terrorists. The whole world wins.
We eat popcorn.
Yes, keep living in your retarded delusion. We got another super chat. Thank you so much, Ahef, saying we should give the gift basket from corn, wheat, little flags, a pocket Bible, and a thank you note at the next negotiation.
Yes.
Love that. Yes. Oh my God. Imagine if the meeting in Doha happens and I don't know, they show up with a gift basket with corn. Love that. That's fantastic. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Okay. I love the fact that these Kurdish separatist retards are commies, a bunch of Marxist commies, because it's so much easier. If they weren't, it would be so hard to tell people how evil and deluded these people are. But the fact that the whole bunch of Marxists makes it easier for us to convince people that this is not the movement that you should be supporting.
I think it goes all the way back to Mossadegh, right? Like wasn't he backed by like communist and Russia ideology and stuff? Like I did a little research. My research could be wrong. Like I'm not an expert on the subject, but the infiltration of these types has been long going in the Middle East.
Yeah, so they're not directly connected, but it is in the region. The communism and Marxism has big influence overall in the region, right? We had, it's dying now, thankfully. Yeah, so let's continue with this.
Approach to unreasonable saber rattling and baseless threats is to rely on rationality and human dignity in decision making and to defend decisively and fearlessly when it comes time to act. Now, Iran's president did not mention Iranian attacks on the Strait of Hormuz that took place late last week and over the weekend. We're also tracking developments here in Israel, where Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz spoke to reporters yesterday. He indicated the IDF has been instructed to prepare an independent Israeli operation against Iran and remains on alert. Katz said that Israel would strike Iran with force if more missiles are launched by Iran. The bottom line here, the ceasefire is holding, but there are clearly preparations underway in case these diplomatic conversations fail. Carly?
Yeah, Trey, yesterday the president posted on True Social, Iran has requested a meeting. It will take place tomorrow in Doha. But as you said, Iran is denying that direct talks will take place. What do you make of that difference in messaging or what the reality of the situation could actually be later today? It's noon in Doha right now.
Oftentimes, the Iranians will say one thing for their domestic audience, but at the negotiating table, say something completely different. And we've seen that throughout these talks that took place, not just in Qatar, but also in Islamabad and ultimately in Switzerland. And so oftentimes the Iranians are playing to their base, and behind the scenes they are making concessions. And that's why we have to be patient here and wait for the facts that come out of these conversations in Doha, because even if there aren't direct talks taking place, these conversations are often mediated by the Qataris or the Pakistanis, and it gives credence to the ability of this to move forward. And that is ultimately what the United States is trying to do. They are using this window to iron out the details of Iran's nuclear program, to ensure that the Iranians never have a nuclear weapon, and ultimately the Strait of Hormuz remains open. Carly?
All right, Trey Yang's live for us in Tel Aviv. Trey, thank you. Let's bring in senior fellow at the Independent Women's Forum and Council on Foreign Relations member, Dr. Kanta Ahmed. Dr. Ahmed, thank you for joining us. So what do you think about the latest? And Trey saying that there could be a potential for direct talks to take place. You never know, but there is certainly a potential for moving the ball forward here.
Look, I think dialogue is always good. It's not surprising that there may not be face-to-face interactions between the U.S. and the Iranian delegation.
So what's going to happen is that they're going to go to Doha, the Islamic Republic people and the U.S. They're not going to publicly meet face-to-face, but I think secretly behind closed doors, they're going to meet face-to-face. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to explain to the Americans that for this to happen, we have to save face internally. So we're not going to be meeting face to face. You cannot, if you want the conversation to continue, you need to make sure that there's no images or videos of us meeting face to face. That has to be kept secret. I think that's what's happening. I
think you were right when you said that there's going to be a push for nations like Lebanon and Iraq and Gulf, Persian Gulf allies to have Israel form defense. One of the ways to do that is to have more visible separation between U.S. and Israel. Like, hey, I'm stepping back. You're gonna have to work with Israel. And I think that's going on as these talks are being talked about. And we're trying to like focus things here. On the side, Lebanon is pulling deals and getting rid of people. On the side, Iraq is arresting so many people tied to the IRGC. So I see it as the wider strategy that you talked about before. It's coming into fruition. And these talks are a way to take attention away from the things that are happening, the ceasefire war. And also, move the ball as far as this and everything you said. But adding to that, what I'm reminding people that you had said that this is the way that things might be going.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm seeing something so strange that I'm going to show you guys right after with this. Okay, let me just finish this because I'm seeing something so strange on my feed.
At this point, that's the role of Qatar. But much more interesting is the quiet and very serious diplomacy that Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been leading in Lebanon. Also, we've had the commander of CENTCOM in Lebanon recently, and there's a very strong consensus with the GCC nations, all of the Gulf cooperation states, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, the UAE, all of them consolidating in a position that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Iran cannot be left with proxies such as Hezbollah or with missiles, and the straits go free without penalty. And I think that's where the pressure is building on Iran, which is essentially occupying Lebanon with its asset of Hezbollah. That's where the pressure is building.
Yeah, Lebanon or Hezbollah and Iran synonymous with one another, and there is certainly a lot going on when it comes to Israel. Yesterday, the president said when it comes to these efforts in Qatar this week could be perhaps important, perhaps not. We are going to find out. What do you make of the president's phrasing there?
I think the president is a masterful communicator, and there's value in strategic ambiguity. We, the public, don't need to know every detail. And most of all, Iran is on the back foot. It is badly injured. It is financially in collapse. It's under enormous pressure. It's been dragged to the negotiating table because of the incredible array of military assets the United States has put in the region.
All right, I want to go to these updates that I have. Guys, there's so much happening. First of all, Elon Musk posted this. These are, I think this is in Gaza. And you can see these terrorists with the U.S. aid, stuff in the back.
I think
So
U.S. aid
pointing out
also
to the fact that
assisted in the tunnels because they gave a lot of concrete, and that concrete was used in those tunnels. This is a report I saw some time ago. I could be wrong, but U.S. aid is not a force for good.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had this video. Bibi just went to Prime Minister Netanyahu and Defense Minister Katz visited the security zone in southern Lebanon. Wow. So this is Bibi inside Lebanon. That's crazy. Let's watch the video.
יחד עם שר הביטחון וסגן הרמטכ"ל ואלוף הפיקוד והמפקדים שלכם שאיתם דיברתי, המרוג
My God, that's kind of dangerous.
והמח"טים.
It's extremely dangerous.
חיסלנו כמה? 9,000?
That takes balls to go there. What the hell? Wow. Amazing. Okay. And then we had this is, I think this is in Iraq. More politicians.
Very possibly.
In Iraq. Yeah, this is in Iraq. Oh, yeah, it is in Iraq because we have Sistani up there. So, guys, look at this. More politicians in Iraq are being arrested. And you can see by the what's on the wall that they are loyal to the Islamic Republic. Let me actually put this here. Let's zoom in. Okay, so you can see what we have here. This is Qasem Soleimani. This is Khomeini, and you can tell that this is in Iraq because of this third picture over here, which is Sistani, right? So, which is interesting because these two people are against each other. Ali Khamenei as a marja for Shias was a competition to Sistani, as these two people represent two completely different ideologies in Shia Islam. But they're both on the wall so this is the Iraqi side, but these people are loyal to Khamenei in Tehran, and that's what they show. You can see that they put Qasem Soleimani and Ali Khamenei, but they come into the offices and the bit. What the fuck? What an old computer is that? But also we had this other one.
Is all that money American?
Yeah, it's USD. It's always USD because it's the easiest one to move around. So you can see again Sistani, Khamenei, and Qasem Soleimani, and they have money up in the roof and everywhere. Interesting. Okay. And guys, this is not AI. This is by a government account. These are posted by a government account. And let's actually see what the account is saying. It says چرا هر کجا این تصویر به دیوار است دزدی و فساد هم هست. So it's saying, why is it this is an official Israeli account in Persian saying, why is it that wherever we see these pictures on the wall, we always find a theft and corruption there as well. So this is crazy, guys. This is the Iranian people's wealth in Iraq. You can see the money is up there. They're hiding the money. All of this money is hidden in government officials in Iraq. Politicians in their offices, they're hiding USD. That is the Iran's oil and gas money in Iraq in the roof of politicians who are members of parliaments and other politicians in Iraq. This is the Islamic Republic making sure that they're working for the Islamic Republic in Iraq. That is the wealth of our nation, of my nation, in the roof of a politician inside Iraq in this office.
Could be like what, $1 million or $2 million? Easy.
I don't know how much that is, but that is disgusting. Also, I keep seeing this. I want to say this is AI. Is it AI? Because everybody's posting this. What is this thing? Let me see.
If it's not AI, it's uncomfortable, I would guess.
What is this? Why is everybody posting this? So they found all of this money of this woman. This is a politician that is loyal to the Islamic Republic. This is their office, but they also, what is this? And I saw this being posted by accounts like this. Please, this AI. Iranian men and women are burying their heads in garbage cans for a crust of dry bread so that this Iraqi whore mullah can wear a golden bikini on her cunt for her pimp. In a few days, that donkey shaking zealot will go to Iraq to fuck Hussein in his ass. Thus on his the head. Okay, I don't know. But let me actually see what other accounts are saying. This is AI, isn't it? I think this must be AI.
These things do happen. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. Not her specifically, but these kind of people that steal wealth spend it on ridiculous things because it's not their money. They didn't earn it. They didn't have to go through any work to get it. They don't have any consciousness of having to spend this money for the good of the people. So they just spend it frivolously. I wouldn't put it past them.
Wait, let me share my screen again because I lost audio. So let me see this person's explanation of what's happening here. Saying one of the seized assets from the house of the Iraqi parliament member Hind al-Abbasi, in addition to millions of USD in cash and multiple kilograms in gold, she was arrested with other members in the recent Iraqi campaigns against the corruption. So they're saying this is one of the items that I don't believe it until I see somebody more serious post this. I'm not going to believe it until I see that.
Do you think it's plausible?
It is possible. It is possible, but I need more evidence. I need to see a serious account. Let me see.
What we don't need is to see her wear it. Ew.
It does look uncomfortable. You're right about that. Let me see if I could get anyone else to confirm this. No? Okay, well, wait and see if it gets confirmed. It looks like it's just something that you collect and, as a collector's item, not something to wear. That's what it looks like.
Or a prop that you use during the photo shoot, but it's impractical to wear anything beyond that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you took your pictures with it. Okay, take it off and put it in a box. You're not going to really wear that for more than 15 minutes.
Oh my God. Well, don't put it in, but wash it first, I assume.
Well, yes. Luckily, gold doesn't tarnish as easily, but still, ill. You could rot that pillow.
Yes. Oh my God, it must be sweaty over here. Okay, so Israel successfully tests upgraded Iron Dome. The test examined upgrades for countering rockets, cruise missiles, and UAVs, among with integration of the Iron Beam laser defense system. So let's actually look at that. Guys, Israel is getting more and more self-reliant when it comes to defending itself. Love to see it. Let's watch this.
Do you see the lasers? I love those lasers.
Okay, so I think these drones that they sent at the beginning, they were for testing to see if it could hit them, right? So
Yes.
okay, so these are the drones that they sent out to see if they could hit them. So these are like, for example, simulation of the Shahed drones or something.
Yeah, you'd want a similar spec so that you know that it'll work on your target.
Okay, and where are the lasers?
Oh, you just passed them. Those two on the roof, those are the lasers. You see them? Earlier in the video, they were moving around.
Okay. So the Iron Dome is getting an upgrade with these lasers, and they're really cheap. Like they're really cheap. I mean, they're expensive to make the whole thing, but per drone that they take out, they're much cheaper than missile interceptors. They're going to be very cost effective. Oh yeah, so this is look at that. So, ooh.
When it switches to night vision, stop it till you'll see it.
Okay.
At some point, it'll change the visual. You'll see it.
Okay, so they send these missiles to hit the drones that they release themselves. Okay, so where the lasers do? These are. Okay, so those were the missiles. Okay, so this part, the missiles managed to take out the drones, but now we're gonna see this part is where you can see the drone. Okay, this is the laser taking out the drones. Okay, that is crazy. How is the drone moving and the laser keeps on it? Like, that is insane that it could do that.
You have to do a visual targeting with the computer. It's probably an algorithm that says this shape, follow this shape, and it just keeps it on target.
That is crazy that it could do that. Like a drone moving at that speed in the sky, and you manage to get a laser on it. Let me see.
It's burning the wing. It's better to burn the body, but you see, when you hit it with a missile, that's a high cost. Like even there, I don't know if that missile is cheaper than the Shahed. So the cost a calculation is still on your side. Now the laser costs like less than $10 every time you use it, right? Each missile costs thousands of dollars. I don't know specifically these ones, but it's going to be thousands, right? Because you have to have the propellant, you have to have a safe enclosure, and you have to like keep manufacturing, right? This thing just makes its own bullets basically with whatever it costs you for energy.
So I mean, I know a laser moves faster than a drone. Obviously, what is difficult is that the drone is moving. The difficulty is not to get the drone, get the laser to the drone. The difficulty is that as the drone is moving, keeping the laser on it as it moves. That is very, that is the interesting part, that they get to do that, right? That is.
It also has to be very high intensity because there's a lot of atmospheric problems that can lessen the power of the laser. Okay. This is why China tried to sell their laser systems, but nobody bought them because they couldn't get through the atmospheric problems in the desert. There's sand, there, a lot of stuff like that. So these have to be very powerful lasers.
Okay, let's see more. Guys, so many things that are happening. So we're seeing Gaza, Hamas getting, destroyed left and right in Gaza right now as we speak, and tunnels being destroyed in Gaza. We see in Lebanon, Hezbollah is being pounded and their tunnels are being destroyed. And we're seeing in Iraq, we're witnessing more corruption busts. So here, look at this. Iraq's DOJ released full raid footage showing investigators allegedly uncovering a hidden room inside another hidden room stacked with U.S. cash during a raid on a politician's warehouse. Officials allege the site was being used to secretly move money out of the country under the cover of darkness. Guys, look at this. The Islamic Republic is being defanged everywhere. The Islamic Republic is being defanged everywhere. This whole push for a deal and MOU and negotiations, that has all been a trick for the Americans to do these things in all of these other places. This is beautiful. Look at this. Let me actually play this.
وجود أبواب مخفية أو موهة. هذا الباب المخفي ومن ديكور الحائط أيضا باب.
Look at this. This is inside. This is a hidden room that they're in, and in the hidden room there's another hidden room.
ومن ديكور الحائط أيضا باب آخر. تفتح على الباب تلقى باب آخر أيضا. ومن هذا الحائط يوجد ديكور ومن الديكور يوجد باب آخر.
Wait. This is the hidden room in the hidden room. So they went into the hidden room and now there's a hidden room in the hidden room. Oh my God.
هذا الباب.
Wait, is there going to be another hidden room in the hidden room in the hidden room?
يؤدي إلى
Yes.
الغرفة الحديدية. هاي غرفة حديدية.
I can almost guarantee there's a safe in that safe.
إلى غرفة حديدية.
You're right. You were right. Look, there's a safe.
Told
in
you.
Safe. Guys, they're playing this in Iraq on TV in Iraq. Like, look, we're like fighting corruption, and by corruption they mean the Islamic Republic.
داخل هاي الغرفة يوجد.
Yeah, see, you were right, Monkey. You were right. Like, you were right more than you thought. You said there's a safe in the safe. There are multiple safes in the safe. There's one.
I predict there will be safes in some of those safes.
And some of those safes again.
Now, you have to remember, there are people in Iraq telling the people, no, Iran, the IRGC are our friends. These people are now seeing, because I bet Iraqis pay taxes and their wealth is being funneled out by these corrupt politicians, into they're probably taking money from the Iranian people. And I bet they're also taking money from the Iraqi people too, just to fund into proxies.
Yeah, the oil and gas money of Iraq and Iran is going to, like, yeah, the Iraqi people are being occupied as well. Their money is being stolen as well. Yes, there's billions and billions of dollars of Iraqi money that has been stolen from the oil and gas money of the people in Iran. Of Iraq. So it's not just our oil money that is being stolen. Iraqi oil money is being stolen as well.
القاصات الكبيرة.
Okay, open it. See, let's see if Monkey is right. Let's see if there's another safe in these safes. Open. Oh, they're opening it. Let's see. I'll see his money.
There it is. That's a little safe. That's a gun safe.
That's
a little gun safe.
That's a gun safe. That was the safe. You're right.
القاصات الكبيرة.
Yeah, you're right. That was a gun safe.
كمية الأموال التي كانت تهرب تجمع في هذا المكان ومن ثم تنقل ليلا خارج هذا المكان بسيارات خاصة وبموظفين محدودي الدخول لهذا المكان.
These are all cash. These are USD. Wow, look at that. Look at that. These are all $100 USDs. By the way, guys, doesn't it show you how the superiority of US's economy, that even America's enemies, the only currency that they could trust is the US dollar, the only currency that could always be relied on everywhere in the world, no matter what you're doing, even the enemies of the United States, the only currency that they could rely on is always going to be the US dollar.
They love to burn the US flag. They'll never burn the US dollar.
Yes.
Go ahead, burn it. I bet you don't. This was the Matryoshka bust, right? They had so many Russian nesting dolls in there. A safe and a safe and a safe and a safe and a gun safe.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God. Guys, this just happened. All of this just happened, and they're going from, and not just one. Yesterday, we showed you multiple offices that they went to with all of this cash and gold, and then another office, and now more. There's so many of this. Like, this is happening in Iraq since 2 days ago, many times, and this is just one of the examples. Look at that. That's all $100 bills. Look, that's a lot of money. And they keep opening them and they keep finding more. Guys, this is what you have to do when you can't rely on the SWIFT system. By the way, guys, that's part of that is mine, because they stole some of it. Is the Iranian people's, like, a bit, like a small part of that is mine, okay? Because as an Iranian, that is the wealth of the Iranian nation stolen from us. So, if you want to, I think from here to here, that part is mine, okay?
Bro, it's so heavy too. They need two people.
Yes, that's so heavy. Yeah, Nina is saying mine too. Yes, okay. You know what? If the people who raided this office, if you want, you could give me a super chat and you could keep the rest. Just come here and give me a super chat, and because of your great service in fighting corruption, I'll let you keep the rest. But just give me like just one super chat.
I would like to remind. I'd like to remind the Iraqis, this is probably some of your money too. Let's say it's 60% because these people have ties to Iran. Let's say it's 60%, 40%, 50-50, 30-70. I don't know what the split is, but Iraqis, be careful with the IRGC and supporting these proxies. I don't know, what was the name of the proxies in, I know you have Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza. What was the name of the one in Iraq?
So we have around 7 or 8 main ones in Iraq. The main one that we keep talking about is Hashd al-Shabi, but there are multiples in there, multiple militia groups in Iraq.
Each one of these politicians is probably tied to one of them, and is, probably funneling money from the Iraqis and from the Iranian into those proxies so they can go on their murder sprees. This is probably like when there's a convoy going, this is who probably pays them.
Right.
Like maybe.
You're completely right. The way it works is that the Islamic Republic buys the politician in Iraq for them to support the Islamic Republic militia groups in Iraq. That's exactly how it works. So you got that 100% correctly. Good job.
These people do not represent you, Iraqis. These people represent a foreign occupying force that is violent and militant.
Oh, they know. The Iraqi people know. The thing that they know that, but what some of them don't know is that we Iranian people are not with your occupiers. So some Iraqis, unfortunately, think like, oh, we are being occupied by Iran, and they hate Iran because of their occupation, because of the Islamic Republic occupation. What we need to communicate to Iraqis is that we are not occupying you. Your occupiers are also our occupiers, right? The Islamic Republic has occupied Iraq. The Islamic Republic also occupies Iran. So your enemies are our enemies. We need to be working with each other. Let's not let the Islamic Republic turn us against each other. We have the same enemy. Okay, so we unite. Iraqis and Iranians unite against these Shia militias and the Islamic Republic. That's what we need to tell them.
Like you're both being oppressed by the same violent expansionist ideology and regime.
Yes. Oh yeah, and also Gandalf from Iran, by the way. Gandalf, hi. He's reminding us that for English speakers, if you don't, Hashd al-Shabi is hard to say, so just use the English name that they have as PMF. Popular Mobilization Front, which is an ironic name because they're not very popular.
No, I think I like Guy's version. You know what he calls them?
What?
Poor motherfuckers. They have to steal the money.
Yeah, PMF, poor motherfuckers. Yeah, that's what that stands for. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, BT is like, was that Obamacare? Yeah, this this one, yes. Okay, good one. Yeah, guys, poor motherfuckers. That's the money for PMF. Okay. Ooh, why do they have these guns in their office? Why do you need that?
Can I speak on that?
Yeah.
One of the reports was that they were going to try to do a coup in Iraq. Like, this is unconfirmed. I'm just talking about remembering things I scrolled through. But one of the claims that this operation went hard, fast, and a lot of people was because they were going to try to do a coup in Iraq so they could take over the government. And this was in the initial reports. But because I'm not aware of what accounts are maybe exaggerating, what accounts to trust, I could be wrong. But it makes sense that these politicians would have guns and might try to sneak them into a political event and, try to take over an event. If enough of them were heavily armed, they might get rid of the people in the parliament that are not in their favor. And then try to claim whatever afterwards. You're the only ones left in charge.
Yeah, I don't know if this type of weapons is enough for coup. I think this is just for office security. I think.
It's also possible, but you know, it's enough to assassinate somebody. You give it to the right person at the right time, the right security officer. You can get rid of someone that's going to vote against what you want.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. See what else they got. I wonder if they got the golden bikini. The golden bikini. Let's see if they got that. What is like Iraqi TV? What is with the music?
This is what we call epic music. This is something epic happening.
Oh my god!
It's like the crescendo when the hero defeats the evil guy in a movie. You hear stuff like that. Like, yes, finally. I think they're really proud of themselves for getting rid of these bastards.
I'm imagining an elven army going into battle with orcs or something. That's what this looks like.
Well, I mean, orcs, terrorists, not that different.
Okay. Wait, okay. Don't be species against orcs, okay? Orcs are yeah.
Orcs are people too.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say orcs are people too, but then I realized they're not. But orcs have feelings too.
Are those other denominations from other nations? Like he has other stacks. I wonder if that's money from other nations or what is that?
Yeah, I don't know. No. Goodness. Wow. Look. Wow. Look, they have so much cash. They actually have to use like this elevator thing to keep moving them. All of the cash. That's so much cash.
This is when you have so much money.
Okay.
It's easier to weigh it than count it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, imagine being one of these people that has to like do the raid and you see all of that. You're like, holy shit, this is like, you know, just one stack over there is more than I make in my entire lifetime. And I'm like in charge of moving all of this. Like it's like these people, like I wonder if any of them are gonna get tempted to steal a little bit. I don't know.
Like one stack.
Yeah. You know,
I don't know if they're gonna get a bonus. Like if I'm the chief of police, I would give like an end of the year bonus because you've been loyal, you haven't stolen. You're going to be rewarded rightfully by the government with a bonus on your, like a normal bonus that you give to people, like let's say a military. When you're in part of a hard operation, you might get a wartime bonus for your actions. Like the way we keep police in line in Puerto Rico is they are very well paid, so well paid that the temptation of corruption isn't attractive. So I hope they're doing that. That helps because it makes them more loyal.
I'm sure they're gonna get some bonus, but I don't think it's anything like this. I'm sure it's going to be like a few $100 each.
Not that much. You're right. You're correct about that.
Yeah. So somebody's saying, do they get to keep any? Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I think that if any of these people tries to steal any of this, they're gonna come on them like really, really harsh. And then we've got an. I wonder what the typical congressman clauses looks like. Like what in Iraq, like that, like we just showed you.
We have seen stuff like this in the U.S. when they arrest a congressman. It usually leads to bad things. We do arrest congressmen and senators and mayors. We have had mayors that have been arrested for corruption, and yeah, this is typical of corruption. corruption is pervasive and evil everywhere, and it does show itself like this.
Yeah. So speaking of, BT June gave us a super chat about this golden bikini. BT was saying the bikini is from the Takia line. that thing would never fit that. Oh my God! How do you pronounce that?
That's a heifer. That's like a big cow. And yeah, it probably, I don't know, it smells like sourdough, rose water and feet.
Ew. Okay, wouldn't fit her. Would it fit her? Probably not. No, it would not fit.
I don't think it does, because when I saw her face on a close-up, and that's a very flattering picture when you see her face on a close-up.
Yes.
I don't think so.
I think this is a picture of her when she was younger, probably.
Yes.
She looks very different. Yeah. Fleshy interloper was saying, I thought Islamic Republic wasn't supposed to be getting money. Is this their savings account? Oh yeah, this is like money from before that they already sent to her. First of all, they are getting a lot of money. Yeah. Also, they're they are still getting billions of dollars. They were still able to sell their oil on export some oil through land routes, but also they sell their oil internally, which makes them billions of dollars. Even if they don't export anything, a lot of their oil and gas gets sold internally inside Iran. There's a demand for that, so they sell that. So they will always have billions of dollars, but just because it's much less than before, it doesn't mean that they have zero. And their priority, the Islamic Republic priority, is to send money to their proxies more than to spend it on Iran. So there will always be billions of dollars there going to the proxies. It's just less than before, right? And by the way, what you're seeing right now is a fraction of the money. Like, what does that add up to? The money that we just saw, millions of dollars, like tens of millions.
Easily, I would put it 5 million easy just in that office.
So 5 million is pocket change compared to the billions of dollars that the Islamic Republic spends on its proxy. So that's a fraction. Like Hamas, Hezbollah, Qatar, Hashd Shabi, like the money that they receive is in the billions. So if what you saw there is like around $5 million, if it is, I don't know, maybe like $10 million.
Just a guess, 5 to 10.
5 to 10. So let's say $10 million. Let's say $20 million. Let's say that was $20 million, right? That is nothing compared to $1,000 million that the Islamic Republic spends as its proxies, multiple thousands of millions of dollars that the Islamic Republic spends on its proxies every single year. So I know that looks like a lot of money, but that is small compared to the total money that the Islamic Republic spends on its proxies. Oil and gas money is like not a joke, right?
Well, internally is how many? 9 million people? Around there in Iran that are like needing to buy that oil. Like if we're not even counting the external, if they're just keeping that money, how much is that? Like that's a lot of people.
So yeah, the IRGC makes a lot of money from selling oil, gas, petrochemical products, and also a lot of profit from many of the corporations that they own, tech companies, steel companies, manufacturing firms, and tech companies. They own so much, right? So they have multiple sources of income, right? This is why we need to defeat the Islamic Republic. We need to remove the IRGC's grip on the economy, because that's where the money is going to. Okay, when the Iranian people, like in Iran, we have like a version of Amazon and Uber Eats, right? All of that is owned by IRGC. So when you're in Iran and you're ordering delivery, the profit from that delivery is going to this golden bikini, apparently. What the fuck is that? Okay. I don't know. So we got 3 super chats that I need to read. Mr. King of what? Duty Bat? I don't know.
King of Duty. I don't know. Duty Bat.
King of Duty Bat. Thank you for the super chat saying, will you continue doing live streams with Goldie? No, but I will support her, and I wish her the best. And thank you for the super chat. And I know she's going to do great things for sure. And BT June, thank you so much for the super chat saying, so the IRGC loves US dollars, USD. You're saying D-Day 26? Okay. What? I don't understand this.
D-Day is usually a reference to a land operation we did from the sea to the beaches of
I know, but
Normandy.
I know that, but how do you like? Oh, D-Day 2026.
Yes.
Oh, so maybe like we're gonna have a ground invasion in Iran by the United States, given
In
that
on the beaches,
USD
yeah.
Yeah, on the beaches, maybe. Okay, we're gonna have something like that. And Joanne, did I pronounce it right? Just became a member. Thank you so much for joining our group. The D, Armin, the D. Okay, fine, B teacher. The D, okay, the D. Okay. Oh no, she's talking. This is what I thought she's saying, but I didn't want to assume.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm blushing.
I knew.
Did you know monkeys can blush?
I know. I wasn't like. This is why I asked Monkey. I was like, is she saying what we think she's saying? And then I thought if I just say it, people are gonna be like, Armin, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then okay, but I was right. I was. I knew. I know.
I'm very innocent monkey. I'm not peeling my banana. This is a very complicated subject. I don't want to touch it anymore.
Okay. Wait, we have more pictures. Ooh, look at this. So let's look at more money. Oh my God. So this lady, her office was filled with this, which is smaller than what we saw in the other office, but also this.
This is worth far more. And this increases a lot in value. Like inflation, gold usually goes the opposite way of inflation. Like gold goes up. So, and that's a more smarter way of moving that money.
Moving is harder, I think, gold than cash. Right?
Well, moving as in selling, or moving as in physically moving it from one place to the other?
Holding gold, moving around USD. Okay, so if you're gonna put it in a place and not touch it, if you're a terrorist, gold is better. But if you have to keep moving it, then USD I think would be, I don't know, it's lighter, easier to move around. Anyways, look at this. This is another politician, Iraq's Deputy Minister of Oil for Distribution Affairs, Ali Marej Suwa. Okay, I need to see the Arabic version of this. Al-Bahadi was arrested with a huge hidden stash of cash and luxury assets. So this is another politician. Just yesterday, he had this. So guys, it's not just one. It's not just two. It's like so many of them. And he had this in his office. It's crazy how many Iraqi politicians just have hidden rooms with lots of cash inside their room. During the raid, authorities used drill hammers to smash through a concrete wall and found suitcases stuffed with okay, look at this, $11 million in cash. So we were right, like for example about the estimate you need. So guys, it's around 10 to 20 million dollars in each one of their offices in cash, and 4 billion dinars. So you were right, Monkey. You said this is other currency. So yes, so it was USD and also Iraqi dinars. So that's approximately another $3 million. So $11 million in US cash, in USD, and another $3 million in Iraqi dinars. Real estate. Oh, alongside the money, they seized real estate titles, luxury assets, and multiple boxes of high-end Rolex watches. Yeah, Rolex watches are used as a currency as well, as a very effective way to move. It's light. It's light. Rolex watches are lighter, and they carry a lot of value. So it's an easy. Guys, this is what happens when you don't have access to international banking systems or the Swift system. You have to use gold. You have to use USD. You have to use
luxury jewelry.
And luxury jewelry and Rolex watches and stuff like that.
But Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's a couple of very expensive watches that you could move a lot of value with them.
Right. Okay. According to U.S. government intelligence and officials filings, Al-Bahadali systematically abused his position to run massive oil smuggling schemes that directly benefited Iran and its armed proxies. So let's look at this. This is what Monkey was talking about. This man was stealing Iraq's oil to fund proxies of the Islamic Republic inside Iran. Fuck this guy. I hope you rot in jail, motherfucker. Thank you, America. Thank you, President Trump. Guys, this is what I do. Okay, I criticize President Trump and thank him at the same time, which creates me enemies on both sides. Okay. Whenever I criticize President Trump, I get people who say like Armin has TDS. Screw him. Let's give up on him. I thought he was a fan. I thought he was supportive. And then when I thank, then I attract people who do have TDS. They're like, "Ooh, look at this. Armin is criticizing President Trump. He must be on our side." And then they come here, and then I say, "Thank you, President Trump." And I'm like, "Fuck Armin. He's a Trump-Allahi. He's now worshiping President Trump." Okay. So let me today say this is thanks to President Trump. And this was truly, truly a 5D chess move planned way ahead of time. Like, guys, a lot of people didn't understand why a lot of Americans, how many Americans were following the fact that President Trump was putting a lot of pressure on Iraq for Nouri al-Maliki to not become the prime minister months ago, and for this Zaidi guy, this new Zaidi guy, the new prime minister of Iraq is al-Zaid, for him to become prime minister. If Nouri al-Maliki was now the prime minister of Iraq, Iraq would be fully a proxy of the Islamic Republic. President Trump stopped that, and most Americans did not even know that he's doing that. Monkey, did you know that President Trump was doing that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I did not know. I knew that there was some comments about it, but I don't know the names, and I didn't know how much of a push there was for one candidate over the other.
Yes. So this is the result. This al-Zaid guy is now coming to Washington, D.C. pretty soon, and he wants to impress the Americans before he shows up. Okay. And this is how he rewards this is how he's rewarding President Trump for making sure he becomes the prime minister.
I'm betting we helped with intelligence on these people, like, electronics and looking at their movements, transfers, showing you where their warehouses are, tracking them for a little while. We're kind of good at doing that from afar with the satellites.
You 100% did that. It's been confirmed that Iraqis managed to figure out all of this and know who to arrest because the Americans told them exactly where everything is and what to do. And by the way, this new prime minister of Iraq is a banker, was a banker, right? So he is good with finances. And let me actually let me see what he looks like. This is him. Did I get the right picture? I think that's him. Yeah. So yes, this is the new prime minister of Iraq. He's kind of young. Yeah, he's very young. And he used to be a banker. And the Americans were like, yep, we want this guy. When it comes to finding corruption and finding the money of the Islamic Republic in Iraq and stopping that, we want this guy to be the prime minister of Iraq. And even though he has some things that the Americans don't like in his past, he's now very loyal to the Americans, and he's making President Trump very, very happy with operations like this and basically stopping the Islamic Republic in Iraq. And yeah, so good job. Like this person has turned into the Islamic Republic's nightmare in Iraq. Like the Islamic Republic is so desperate because they're thinking, yeah, Ali al-Zaidi. Okay. So they already lost Syria. They're losing Lebanon. They seem to be losing the Yemen as well. And now they're losing Iraq as well. This is why IRGC 3 days ago, I think, was in Iraq to try to convince the Iraqis to please stop. Like, don't do this. Like, you need, like, I think IRGC was in Iraq trying to threaten the Iraqis and also maybe like give them some, I don't know, bribe or something to try to stop the Iraqis from doing this, because this is devastating. By the way, where do you think this is? This video?
Hold Okay, you know what? I can't guess because sometimes you'll say, "Oh, this is probably somewhere in Iraq or somewhere in, wherever," and it ends up being Europe, Texas. You never know these days.
Guys in the chat, where is this video? Let me play this. No, I won't. I don't want to play it because maybe it will. Where is this? Anybody guess? Nina is saying France. Okay, let me check the caption. This is Berlin. Let me play it. So yeah, this is fucked up because
Is this
we
a
are kind of
hold on?
winning. This is hey there what?
Haydar. Well, a hold down is like a type of dance.
Yes. This is the Haydar hoedown in Berlin. So we're kind of making a lot of wins against the Islamic Republic in Iraq and Lebanon and in Iran, but we're losing Europe. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, Europe, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? This is Berlin.
Can I touch on one last thing that I had pulled up on the last topic? We had sanctioned some of these politicians for their in Iraq for funding militias, so that some of that intelligence might have been given to the Iraqis. Just putting that out there.
Yes, for sure. Okay, look at this. People keep posting this. Oh, this is something I wanted to play. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is messed up. Exactly. BT Junior saying we need to dance battle them. Oh my god. They're speaking Urdu is my guess. Okay. Oh my god. Oh geez. Yeah, exactly. People in the chat. This is crazy. Guys, if we keep going at this rate, we're gonna save the Middle East and then lose Europe. Oh my god.
There is some backblast, some blowback from these types of demonstrations and all the crime. I'm hoping what we see in South America is going to also happen in Europe, where the governments and the people are just voting for more right-wing governments, at least in the economic and national integrity type of a right wing. And I'm hopeful. But the problem is, it tends to need to get worse before it gets better. You understand? For people to wake up from the horror, sometimes you need a couple of not need, but the catalyst is terrible things, and so many terrible things are happening that I think the catalyst might lead to more right-wing governments.
But I think by that point there's too many of them in the voter base that even if the people wake up now, they're a huge voting bloc.
Well, if you get a right-wing enough government, they'll just deport them, and it's really hard to vote once you're deported.
I mean, if they're voting, how are we going to deport them? They're not going to let you change the laws.
Well, you can just change laws. If enough people in the new government decide to change the law changed.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying once you have such a huge voting bloc, which is Muslim, that are voting, even if people wake up, it might be too late because they're already there and they're voting. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, but I always hear Armin say, "Don't give up on UK, don't give up on Europe." So I'm trying to be like Armin over here. So this is interesting because I get to see both sides from it.
No. Okay, let me clarify. Okay, I'm not saying give up. I'm just saying that we have to be realistic of what we're fighting against, right?
Yes.
So we have to fight. But waking up is not good enough because waking up, we need to do more, right? We cannot deport these people if they now have so much influence in the laws where you can't pass laws that we will be able to deport them. Like by the time the people in Europe wake up, we might get to a point where we have such a powerful voting bloc in these European countries that if you want to get rid of them, no laws that will get rid of them will ever be passed. So me saying that is not at all a recommendation of giving up. So don't say like this is a different side of me that violates what I'm saying. Like it does not at all. I'm just talking about a different strategy, which I will talk about more in a different show, which we need to think about how to push back against this, because waking up is not good enough. We need to come up with a strategy, and I know what that strategy should be, and we will have shows of this. But
so the Walmart version, don't give up, but be realistic.
Don't give up, but be realistic, and also come up with strategies that are not based on, thinking that once enough people vote up, you will be able to have all the laws in your favor, because they have woken up before you. The people, your enemies, have woken up before you, so you need to catch up. And well, let me tell you what my short version of my strategy is. You need to go for their children, and I'll not go anyway. You need to go for their children. You need to basically use their greatest fear against them. I'll tell you more later. Again, by the way, like YouTube, I'm not going for their children. I'm not talking about doing any harm. Okay, I'm talking about making their children do and believe things that would be the greatest nightmare of their parents. I have a strategy that makes many of these people self-deport and the rest of them assimilate. But I'll do that show. Let me know if there's a demand for that show. I do want to show you more. You demanded? Okay. Okay.
I'm just one monkey, but hey, you were asking. There is a demand. Okay. There's one monkey saying, hey, I'm with that.
Okay, good. Let me see what Piers Morgan is saying here. I don't know. I know he's talking about Iran. Let me just quickly play
Professor Zhang, let me start with you. You made a lot of claims, really, towards the very start of this war, that you said that regime decapitation would fail, which is pretty much what's happened, that America would become bogged.
What the fuck? How has that failed? It's not over yet. It's been a few months. Oh my God. Like imagine when the first few months of the Cold War, you say like, oh, okay, the Soviet Union is still there, so this has been a failure. That's retarded.
Down in a drawn-out conflict. So far, pretty good. You also said that US would eventually have to put boots on the ground to achieve its goals. That hasn't happened, and we would hope it wouldn't. So when you look in totality at your gut feeling about the way this would play out, I mean, you're not far wrong. And I think the only reason the boots on the ground hasn't happened is because Donald Trump has realized this was an awful lot more difficult than he first imagined. And that actually, if he was to commit boots on the ground, it could turn into a complete disaster.
No, you're absolutely right. Boots on the ground would be a disaster. But I still believe that eventually the United States will be forced to use boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground are the Iranian people. Just arm the Iranian people. They will be your boots on the ground.
In fact, you can argue that there's been a lot of preparation. You still have 60,000 American troops ready to go. They are staged and ready to go. And even though there's an MOU, they're still there. And
okay,
I think argue that the MOU.
He's talking about 60,000, but he's talking about 16,000 as if this were ground infantry. That 60,000 includes aircraft carriers. He's counting in that number a lot of people that would never be part of a ground invasion. So that number, first of all, he's not really a professor. He's more like a CCP propagandist, but he's wrong about the numbers. Like when he says 60,000, he's counting a lot of people that have nothing to do with boots on the ground.
It's really just buying time because right now it's really hot in Iran. And so you have to wait for cooler weather before you can launch a ground invasion. And so I think we are in a waiting game right now. But eventually, you will see boots on the ground.
That's also wrong.
Definitely happen.
What he said there, if there's anything in the environment that would stop us, it's those sandstorms. It's the sandstorm season, not the heat. We have operated in the heat for a very long time. We train in the Mojave Desert. The heat is not a problem. The sandstorms would be a problem, but like he's not discussing that. So the prof is he's not even really a professor, but just putting that out there.
Yeah, we just got a super chat saying that exactly that. Tractor 6619 is saying this professor, so-called professor, is not independent. He presents CCP view. Yeah, he does exactly that. And I see a lot of other people calling him out on that. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat.
Happen.
I think the latest will be next March. It could be as early as December.
All right, so Piers Morgan keeps on pushing bullshit propaganda, but I want to go to some updates regarding this lady over. Okay, so we saw all of this. So I think it's now being confirmed. So the money that they're getting from these politician offices inside Iraq, given to them by the Islamic Republic, this is look at that. Oh my God. So we saw this yesterday as well. But now the golden bikini, that is now being confirmed by many other accounts. And look at that. Here it is. So that's crazy. Like, I still can't believe it. I still need to see more of this golden bikini and what the fuck is happening here, right? So, oh, by the way, Keanu Reeves is met with Prime Minister Netanyahu. I saw that happen.
Oh my God, they're sending John Wick.
That's nice.
You know what? It makes sense because they don't like dogs. And you know what happens when you mess with his dog?
Yes, exactly. Maybe he's here because Muslims don't like dogs. That's a good point. I saw this new AI video people made about this golden bikini.
خب دخترها ببینم کدوم یکتون میتونه صاحب این جایزه نفیس بشه. ببینم امشب چه کار میکنین خوشگلای من.
So you're saying, for you girls, let's see who could win this golden bikini tonight, like this reward for you tonight. Let's see how you perform tonight, and whoever performs better, she would get this prize.
علی قربانونت برم آقا.
تو جون بخوابم.
Oh my God.
خب دختر
So that's people are making.
And you know what? The bikini there is much more conservative. Like that's like barely like a G-string thong. Like that's dental floss bikini is the one that the real one. The one in the AI probably would not allow to be as dirty as the one in the real box.
Right. This one.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, okay. This wouldn't even okay. Oh, Rolex, more. These are dinar. These are Iraqi dinars. So we have USD, Iraq. So the red ones, I think the red ones are Iraqi dinars. We have jewelry and all of that. Okay. And then so this is what she used to look like. Okay. When she was younger. So corruption operation in Iraq in the home of Member of Parliament Hind El Abbasi. $57 million in cash, 27 kilograms of pure gold, and underwear made out of gold were found.
That's not big enough for her. There's no way. There's no way. Even if that's an old picture, that's not big enough for her.
Yeah, I know. I don't think she was using it. So $57 million in cash, 27 kilograms of pure gold, and underwear made out of gold.
How much is 27 kilos of gold right now? How much is gold a kilo? Because when I said moving it is like the amount of space it takes to move the bills that a gold bar would occupy. Not in weight, just in space. It's a lot of space in bills.
Okay, I could ask AI to convert 27 kilograms of gold into USD. That's around $3.5 million.
Jesus.
Yes. So let me actually close this. So basically we have 57 plus another 3.5 million. So let's say 60 plus this golden underwear.
They're probably not even counting precious stones.
And that's just one office. Like, we have multiple offices that is like this, right?
We have to check their warehouses, any storage facilities that they might have. They have to check everything.
Yeah, like, oh, look at this. Some of them, Iraqi security forces seize 11 bottles filled with money that were hidden inside a house belonging to a detained oil ministry agent Adnan al-Jumaili in the judge's neighborhood in the city of Tikrit. So look, this is another one. Like, guys, it just like there's so much of it. Like, it's not just 1, 2, 3. There's like so many of them.
These are like 5-gallon drums, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why it looks like that?
Why? Why?
This is probably from bribes. You see how it's not packed neatly, like it's coming directly from a bank or from a large transaction? That like this might be from many small transactions. They might wad up all the money from the day's bribes and stick it in those jars. When a jar is full, when a 5-gallon drum is full, they hide it, or they put it away to storage. That's my guess.
Okay, so this is how she used to look like, and people are posting this picture of her because she looks better. But this is what she looks like now.
Ew! Oh no! This is terrible.
Okay, by the way, I think this is an Iranian who was killed for fighting for her country. So she's saying like this person is killed so that people can't steal from her country, and so that the money couldn't get to people like her.
Like she might have been killed for modesty laws while the hijab wearing.
No. She killed for fighting for freedom for Iran, so that people like her don't get the money. That's what the caption is trying to say.
Oh, okay.
By the way, you don't get killed in Iran for not wearing a hijab. Like you get prison, you might get lashes, you get abused, but you don't get killed for not wearing a hijab. That was never the case, right? Yeah. Not that I'm defending it. Obviously, that's fucking retarded. So here, Iraq just pulled off one of the biggest anti-corruption sweeps in over 2 decades. At dawn on Sunday, elite security units sealed off Baghdad's fortified green zone and raided homes across the capital, hauling in 47 people. 47, including sitting lawmakers, senior officials, and businessmen. One of them, a deputy oil minister, is already under U.S. sanctions over claims he helped funnel Iraqi oil to Iran and its allies. The whole thing reportedly traces back to one official arrested last month whose confessions cracked open a much wider network. Investigators have seized around $86 million in cash this month tied to that case alone, some of it reportedly dug out from under farmland. What gives it weight is who ordered it. Prime Minister Ali al-Zaidi, a businessman and politician newcomer who took office in May with Washington's blessing, ran on cleaning up the graft? What is that? The graft what is that? The graft
I don't understand.
Okay. The graft that drained Iraq for decades. The scale fits the problem, with the country sitting near the bottom of global corruption rankings and hundreds of billions thought to have vanished over the years. Al-Zaidi is sending a clear message that the old way of doing things is over. And yeah, this is him. He looks pretty good, you know. He's very young. He's like 40.
This is a young guy. He has like the stamina, the vigor to go long nights, to making the phone calls, coordinating the raids. Like you want a young guy like this if you got to be active out there and making sure operations get done. Like this guy could go hard in the paint for a long time.
Yeah, looks like a badass. Okay, so people are saying this is a grift. This is supposed to be cleaning up the grift.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes. Okay. They put an A instead of an I. Okay. Thank you guys for for helping us with that. Look at this. What is this?
Look at all that gold.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know if this is accurate, so I'm going to wait for other places. Okay, I know this one is. Ooh, what is this picture? What is that picture over here? Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if this is accurate. Oh, so this is her. This is her. The big golden bikini. Let's watch her video before. This is her before, and I want to show you a video of her when she got arrested.
احنا هسه بمحطة الديوم البناية وشفناها ما شاء الله يعني تمام. انتم حتى مستلمينها استلام اولي. هو هذا اللي نريد تفاتح لنا الشركة حتى.
Okay, so that was her before.
To be clear, it didn't fit when she was young either.
الدنانير وساعات غالية.
Oh my god.
شوفوا شو لقينا ببيت الحرامي. ملايين الدنانير وساعات غالية.
So the red ones are Iraqi dinar.
وساعات غالية. ما مخلي
Ooh, those are Rolex watches.
شي ما بايكه.
Okay. And then okay, so this was her before. I'm trying to get to her arrest video. Okay. Yeah, it was okay. There we go. I don't know if this is real. I have to see it confirmed. So guys, don't trust this. This is AI. This is probably AI. Yeah, this is AI. These old pictures of her are correct, but this arrest video of her. Yeah, so people have made AI video of her arrest.
There's probably a watermark around there at the bottom.
Yeah, this is obviously AI. They didn't arrest her in the streets like that. But this is what she looks like right now. I'm going to mute the music because probably.
And the police car says police in English, like the one in the back. I don't know if they would do that.
They would do that.
They would?
Do that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but this is probably AI. But she does look like that right now. Yeah. Okay, that's a lot is happening. Holy shit, though. That's fantastic. Why are people talking about I don't know what this thing in the chat is. Eureka? Stop. Okay. All right. Let me see. I have so many. Guys, it's crazy how many things is happening at the same time. In Lebanon, in Iraq, in Iran. Let me go back to Iran. We already covered Iran. Oh, let me actually watch this. Yeah, let me get Iran updates. Give me a second.
The important part to see here is that there's lots of arrest happenings. There's lots of operation, cooperation. We had Marco Rubio go talk to everyone in the region, which is very important. This is MOU ceasefire war is going great. Like, just because you don't see things happening in one area, that doesn't mean they're not happening in others. So, the panicans need to stop panicking and, try to see the good and the bad. Try to see both sides. There are things that you maybe not happy about, and that might be fair, but there are things that it is fair to be happy about.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's get another quick update regarding what's happening in Iran before we go to other people sharing these crazy videos and updates on X.
Right here, you are taking a look from Fox News as we're learning just a bit more about what's taking place over in Qatar. U.S. negotiators and an Iranian delegation both in Qatar today. However, as you see there on your screen, Fox's Trey Yingst now reporting that Iran has said there will be no direct face-to-face talks between the two. Qatar's foreign ministry confirming that same information to I-24 News, saying there's no quote-unquote high-level meeting between the two, and that U.S. envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff will meet with mediators instead. This all comes after days of strikes, which began when Iran launched an attack on a ship off the coast of Oman. That was Thursday of last week. The U.S. military responding with retaliatory strikes on Iran Friday, calling Iran's actions a violation of that MOU. That is, of course, the Memorandum of Understanding. President Trump saying Monday that Iran had asked for a meeting and he agreed. But again, we are not talking about direct negotiations there, but both officials are over in Qatar. Right now, I do want to bring in Dr. Raphael Cohen, the director of the Strategy and Doctrine Program at RAND's Project Air Force. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Josh. It's always a pleasure.
Of course. And first off, I want to start by talking to you about the talks overall. Is it any surprise that there are not these direct talks when both U.S. and Iran have officials there over in Qatar? Was there an expectation that there would be a face-to-face meeting?
I don't think so. I mean, look,
there will be face-to-face meetings, just not for the cameras, probably. They're just going to be there and going to be like, they're just going to sleep over at night. And then once all the media is out, they're going to meet, they're going to buy some pizza and some non-alcoholic beer. And they're going to go into each other's hotel rooms and they're going to be talking secretly over there or some in a secure room or something like that. That's
or the IRGC is going to meet their maker. Alhamdulillah, inshallah.
Praise be to Allah.
Underscores the entire negotiation is the sort of very fraught lack of trust between the two sides. Given the recent flare-up in violence, it's not too surprising to me, at least, that both sides aren't willing to sort of sit down and negotiate. Instead, we're going to be using Qataris as intermediaries. I will also note that in the past, there's sometimes been a unscheduled brush-by engagement where the two sides managed to quote unquote pass each other on the hall and end up talking, even though there wasn't something scheduled. So, you know, we know what the official statements are. We'll see what the actual negotiations look like. But again, this is a very fraught negotiation, so it's not too surprising that the two sides aren't sitting down across the table, at least as planned.
And going back to the end of last week, we know that we saw Iran launch the attacks there against that ship that was off the coast of Oman there in the Strait of Hormuz, which you're looking at a live look there from marine traffic at this point. And again, when all of that started and then you had the U.S. retaliatory strikes, how did that kind of change where things stood?
Yeah, so I think what this underscores, Josh, is that what the dust-up sort of highlights to me, at least, is a couple different things. First off, the Iranians tend to have a very decentralized command and control system. So I think one of the questions that I think analysts like myself are going to be looking at is, to what extent was this attack on the shipping in the Gulf of Oman directed from on high versus a commander in the field sort of getting a little bit ahead of their skis, so to speak? Even if it was a deliberate attack from the Iranians directed from on high, I mean, I think this would be in sort of keeping with past Iranian behavior. The Iranians tend to push whenever they see weakness and try to sort of test their limits. So I would expect sort of similar flare-ups like this, even though we have this tentative ceasefire in place. I think the question really is, for the United States at least, is how do we respond? Do we put the Iranians back in the box, or do we show some sort of negotiating flex here? The president opted for a response in force. Personally, I think that was the right call. But, you know, again, this is going to be a very sort of fraught relationship, even if you have some sort of negotiated settlement or negotiated ceasefire in Qatar or in Pakistan or where have you.
Why Qatar? Because we've seen some of the talks that have happened in different locations. We know that Cairo was a spot that was used. We also have Switzerland, a lot of different locations. So why would Qatar be used overall for these indirect talks?
Yeah, so the Qataris historically have tried to present themselves as friends to everyone. It's a small country in a particularly hostile.
We know about Qatar. Let's go to John Kerry. Just recently came out and said something. So yeah.
I just wanted to clarify because sometimes it's a new people in the audience. Iran has has a type of decentralized control of the troops. They have 32 field commanders, which is sometimes good if you're afraid of decapitation strikes because they can kind of operate independently. But it's also kind of bad when you want to get everyone in line. We don't know if this came from the top or not. I suspect it did. But like he said, they do like to push boundaries. And these people, like, you might not understand that they can't meet publicly because it would be to have any of these leaders shake the hand of an American or American president is very troublesome in the home front. Am I correct in this?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like if they meet face to face with the Americans and there's a frame, there's a picture of them in one frame, it would be they might get skinned alive when they go back home, okay, figuratively. But so they know that they would lose all their legitimacy and standing internally in Iran if they do anything like that. But I mean, speaking of that, actually, let me look at this. Mark Levin is saying, talking about Qatar. Why the hell is Qatar seemingly involved in every damn negotiation involving our national security and our foreign policy in the Middle East? This is a good question. I do think that Washington's reliance on Qatar is not healthy. Like, what I think the Americans should find another mediator, because Qatar is when the White House uses Qatar as a mediator, it keeps giving Qatar legitimacy, right? Qatar's global standing keeps improving because of the White House constantly promoting them as a legitimate mediator, and its legitimacy improving hurts America because Qatar is the number one source of funding of the most toxic anti-American ideas in the United States. So what the fuck are we doing here?
Qatar spends around $6 billion in universities and think tanks. When people talk about AIPAC lobbying, AIPAC is about 97 million. Qatar spends $256 million in FARA lobbying in the United States. That's that and the 5 to 6 billion that they're spending in these universities. These people are directly funding these Hamas protests, these anti-Zionist, basically anti-Jewish protests. They pay for these organizers that rile these people up. Like, maybe not everybody at the protest is paid, but they're the ones that are giving out why everyone has the same sign and why those signs are used as weapons, so like sticks to beat each other with. Like, Qatar has a lot of direct involvement with these types of actions. Well, indirect, but like, we know how the money's flowing through these NGOs. So that is demonstrably proves them to be a bad actor. So legitimizing someone that is a bad actor within your borders, I agree with Armiz. This is not a good thing.
So today I praised President Trump a lot for what he's doing, what he did in Iraq and what they're planning in Lebanon. This is now my criticism for President Trump. President Trump has been praising and improving Qatar's legitimacy a lot. Do you agree with that criticism, Monkey?
Oh, I find it appalling that we're giving Qatar so much leeway. I would like, there is investigations into Neville Singh from Code Pink. I would love to find out about these Qatar NGOs and looking into them, because they are a detrimental force within our nation.
I want to see how many people in our chat agree with this, because look at this. Me and Monkey are capable of praising Trump and criticizing him at the same time. How many of you in the chat agree that President Trump deserves, for example, as we discussed today, praise for these amazing pushback against the Islamic Republic in Iraq, a truly 5D chess move that is now paying off, that we need to be praising President Trump for doing that. Like, many people did not see the wisdom in President Trump pushing back against Nouri al-Maliki, and now we're all saying like, holy shit, that was a fantastic move, great job. And so that's a praise there. And we're criticizing President Trump now for constantly praising the Qataris and improving their international legitimacy. And that's a criticism that we have, right? So I think like here on this channel, we're capable of praising President Trump and criticizing him. Do you guys agree? Amir saying depends on the subject. I mean, yeah, depends on the subject. So on one subject, I'm praising him. On another subject, I'm criticizing him. Casey is saying absolutely. Make a poll on which one? Yep. Okay. Yeah, agree. Okay. See, guys, here we're capable of nuance. Here we're capable of not leaning completely always on one side, right?
I've always been critical of home front Trump. The way he operates in the home front is a little bit soft. I would like to see more moves against these NGOs, these think tanks, these foreign infiltration, and that's my heaviest criticism. Not enough arrest in that front, and I've always been, kind of supportive of the diplomatic side, letting Marco kind of run the gamut, talking to these nations, these operations happening in Iraq. A lot of it has to do with the OFAC sanctions, the FinCEN financial intelligence that we're giving Iraq. So on that front, on the global chessboard, I have a lot more praise. Our deals with Lebanon, helping a framework towards Israel and Lebanon, having a joint task force in dealing with the Hezbollah problem, that I support.
Okay, people are asking, first of all, people say confetti. Thank you guys for getting us to our goal. And people are saying put a poll. Okay, I will put a poll, but let me first do the super chats. Tracker saying Qatar equals the UK state views. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, we're pretty close, pretty damn close. And thank you for the super chat. And Fleshy getting us to 10 today, saying I'm Israel Chai, Payande Iran. Thank you, Fleshy. You got us the confetti. Thank you for getting us there. I appreciate that. This is an interesting question because I don't know the answer to it, but I do want to ask this question: which country would be the most ideal mediator? Right. So Sean is asking: could Kazakhstan be the right mediator since they are always neutral? So I don't know enough about Kazakhstan to answer that question, but it is a good question. What is a country that would be a good mediator for stuff like this? If not Qatar, if not Pakistan, because these are not unbiased and they're so what is a good it cannot be somebody who's on our side, because a mediator needs to look at least neutral and unbiased. So what is a good country that it would be a perfect mediator for stuff like this?
I can probably eliminate Kuwait and Bahrain because they would seen as biased towards our side because we have bases there, right?
Yes. And also biased towards the Islamic Republic and by some other people because they might be terrified for bombing, so they might want to appease it. Either way, some people will accuse them. We need to, they first of all, they can't be Muslim. Okay, so there's that. So no Muslim countries, right? So let's crash all of those out. But any suggestions? Somebody saying Jamaica. Okay, yes, Jamaica.
Lot of mercy.
Well, guys, any candidates? Turkmenistan? I don't know. They have their own problems, I guess.
Oh, Turkmenistan? No, I think they're so hardcore that you can't go there. Those people are very hardcore. They make North Korea look like South Korea.
So Swiss, I don't think so, because Swiss is just one so hands off that they're not interested in mediating. So no, Switzerland. South Korea is is against one of the allies of the Islamic Republic, North Korea. So they're going to be seen as biased. Myanmar is going to be considered by Islamic countries as a country that does genocide on Muslims. So they're not going to be a good mediator. Like they're like other Muslim countries are going to be. No. Japan is a good answer. Japan.
I think Japan would be seen as too hostile to China.
Oh yes, you're right actually. But we're getting there. What country? Thailand. Yeah, Thailand is good. No.
Well, they have. I think they have that whole Indo-Pacific area has problem with because of the 30 dash line.
Yeah. No, Canada. No, Canada is too close to China, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna vote Vietnam. Vietnam. Let's make that a thing. Vietnam. I'm just a big fan of Vietnam. I don't know. I'm just such a big.
I don't know their political situation. I think they are communist, but they're kind of like having some fights with China.
They're not communists.
They're not. Oh, I didn't know. Well, good for them.
Oh my God! No, they're in love with They don't say it out loud, but they're fucking in love with capitalism. They just have communist symbols, but it's full capitalist. Like Vietnam is going full capitalist. Like look at their economy growing. Like Vietnam is more aggressively in love with capitalism than many Americans now.
Some people are suggesting Narnia. Narnia might be the only place, or maybe Wakanda.
Yeah. Anyways, Vietnam. But guys, no, Vietnam is not commie. Vietnam is just has commie symbols, but they're not commie. They have all the biggest companies there. They're doing free trade. Their economy is growing. They have a booming stock market. They're very capitalistic. I'm gonna vote for Vietnam. I'm gonna vote for Vietnam. You know, Vietnam is a good story to show how much leaving communism, what it does for your country, because Vietnam is like is blowing up. Like it's like their economy is going to the moon. It's crazy because they're freeing up their economy. So it's a good way to show. And Vietnam is so pro-American. The Vietnamese people, it's interesting that Vietnam and the United States had a war just recently, but now the Vietnamese people love Americans and love everything America, and they love capitalism. So it's a good story to show to the world. Anyways, we got some super chats. Let me respond to them, and then we'll do a poll. Mark is saying, two. My answer for the upcoming poll. Okay, you don't know what the poll is. Okay. So thank you, Mark. That was funny. Thank you for the super chat. And we have Nechama. I think I remember correct. I pronounced it correctly, right? Nechama. But the super chat is saying the singer. Do you want to read this one? I think I'm going to mispronounce.
The singer Dimash comes from Kazakhstan, completely unrelated to the topic. This is a very good singer. A hand, but worth looking up his music. Yes, his voice is amazing. So if you ever get a chance to check out Dimash, if we're talking about voice talent, like talent as far as singing, dude is top level.
Okay, so let me do the poll. Views on President Trump's recent actions. Okay. Your views. Let me say your views. Okay. So poll, we're gonna say what we should put 4 options. Praise on Qatar. No. Good on Qatar, bad in Iraq. Bad on Iraq, right? Okay. And then we do the opposite. Good on Iraq, bad on Qatar. And then we have good on both Iraq and Qatar. And then we'll do last one, bad on both Iraq and Qatar. Is that good? Is that a good poll? I don't know if that will fit though.
Sure.
Let me remove the both. Okay, is that a good poll, guys? Yes. Yeah, poll. So let me see. Okay, let's do a poll. Widget, new poll. question, and then we add 4 options. Let me see if this fit. These options fit. Oh yeah, they do fit. Nice. Okay. And then, oops.
I think we have about 25 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Let me create the poll. Let me go over here and then start and show. Okay, guys, so here we have a poll. So your views on President Trump's recent actions. Okay, so number 1 would say good on Qatar, bad on Iraq. Number 2, good on Iraq, bad on Qatar. So put a 2 in the chat if you vote for good on Iraq, bad on Qatar. And number 3 in the chat, we say good on Iraq and Qatar. Number 4 in the chat, bad on Iraq and Qatar. So I'm gonna vote 2 myself.
The super chatter was right. 2 was the right answer. Like the poll wasn't made yet, but they knew.
Hey, how did he know? I didn't even. You're right. Oh wow, the super chatter was right. Wow. All in, good for Qatar. No, good on. That's 4. Wow, look at that. Most people, nobody's voting for 1. Interesting. Good on Qatar, bad on Iraq. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. You guys are not tribal. Very impressive. Surprise, surprise, too. Yeah, I got Mark. Great prediction. Mark was right. I didn't even plan it so that you'd be right. It just ended up being correct. This is good.
We have a psychic in the chat.
Yeah, we have a psychic in the chat. Deaf to tribalism, somebody's saying in the chat. Okay. Wow, I'm actually very surprised. I thought a lot of people here would just be like, Trump doesn't do anything wrong. But 80%, around 80% are voting for 2. Interesting. Okay. This is nice. And we don't have... So guys, look at this. People say our channel has TDS. Okay. I'm not saying anybody who... By the way, I'm not criticizing people who are voting 3 and 4, right? Because... you might have your legit reasons, right? But if we had a severe case of TDS on this channel, the number 4 would get most of the votes. So we don't have a severe case of TDS, right? Also, I'm not criticizing the people who are voting 3, because some people might have their, high level analysis understanding of why President Trump is doing good on both, but this does show that we're also, this channel audience is also not a bunch of, what is it called? Sycophantics? What is the word?
Sycophants.
Sycophants.
Or fanatics. Like people can be fanatical. That's also not good.
Yes, because if that was the case, then number 3 would get the highest votes. Again, not saying that the people who are voting 3 or 4 are necessarily wrong. They might have their own nuanced reasons for it. But if that was true for our channel, number 3 would get the highest votes. The fact that number 2 got the highest votes with 80% shows that people here are not, tribal.
It's not an echo chamber.
It's not an echo chamber. Exactly. Who voted for 1? Explain that to me. That's Shannon.
Contrarians. There's always a contrarian.
Yes. It was Shannon. Only Shannon. Shannon voted for 1. Explain that to me. How is that? You're just trying to mess with the poll. Shannon, why would you vote 1? Wait,
he wants to exemplify going away from an echo chamber, but there's at least one guy who's going to hit that 1.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
I was thinking if you want to cover anything before time is up, we could leave the poll in sitting there and maybe come back to it. I'm just trying to help out.
No, we don't have to go all the way to our, we don't have to keep our show all the way to our group call. We could
Okay.
just, I mean, I could go eat or something. Yeah. So let me actually bring up and tell people. Okay. So let me see. Are people still voting? No, the vote is over. Oh, one was lonely. Yes. Number one. Okay. Let me actually close the poll before people get ideas trying to be contrarians and stuff. Okay. Stop poll. All right. So we got 2% for some reason voting for President Trump being good on Qatar and bad on Iraq. Okay. I think, yeah, that these are just rebels. And then we got 80%, 79% saying President Trump's policies were good on Iraq, bad on Qatar, 13% good on Iraq and Qatar, and then 6% saying bad on both Iraq and Qatar. Interesting. You know what might happen, Monkey? We might see, like, in a few months, something happens that President Trump comes and exposes Qatar, and those 13% people are going to come and say, like, see, this was 5D chess plan all along, and you guys should have had patience, and you did not have patience. And if you had patience, you will see that you should have just waited and see that long-term President Trump is always right.
Yes, we have 5D chess. There's 5D chess, 16D checkers, 32D twister, or 64D Jenga.
Right. I mean, they would be right though if that happens. If all of a sudden we see that something happens that makes President Trump like expose Qatar for something, they will be like, okay, maybe he was also right on Qatar. We'll see. Mark gave us a super chat saying, surprise, surprise, number 2. Exactly, Mark. You were wrong before the poll even started. I don't know how, but good job. Okay.
No, he was right.
All right, guys. Yeah, he was right. Yeah. Okay, guys, we are about to go into our group call. So what am I doing? That's not the right thing. Let me see. Here, there we go. We are about to go into our group call. So there's you could either join us in a group call and talk to us, me and Monkey and other people in our group call. Let me put the link to our group discussion where you guys could join us. You could either come there and talk to us directly, or if you don't want to join our group call, you could just stay on Liberty Politics YouTube channel and then watch us have our discussion live. So if you come to our Liberty Politics, you could, oh wait, we haven't had the widget on all this time? I forgot. So guys, you could either join the discussion group by scanning the QR code at the top left, or the link in the chat, or the link in the description, or by clicking the link on the bio of Liberty Politics YouTube channel, or you could just come over here and click over here and watch it. We will basically be live streaming our discussion on YouTube on Liberty Politics, okay? So that's going to happen in 17 minutes, right? Right. Let me bring ourselves back here. There we go. So, yeah, I'm going to go grab something to eat before the discussion starts. Monkey, did you want to say anything? Oh, let's actually also promote Monkey's channel. Let me put the link to Grease Monkey's channel in the chat, so you guys go subscribe. And we're figuring out his setup, and then soon he will be doing a lot more live streams on his channel, right? Anything?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. I'm going to try to keep it short because Armin needs to eat, but thank you all.
No. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, we're going to see you soon, and thank you for everything. Thank you for being here with us. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Until then, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukraine, Cuba Libre, Long live America, Javid Shah, Payande, Iran. See you guys soon.